The animation screen glitched at exactly 3 a.m. 9 different horror stories were supposed to play in order. That was the plan. It was called 9 Horror Stories Animated, Compilation of February 2026. But something went wrong. Instead of switching to story 4, the screen turned black. Then a face appeared. It was not part of the animation. It was not drawn. It looked real. Its eyes were wide open. Its mouth moved slowly. It whispered, "You forgot the 10th story." The speakers made a loud crackling sound. The video timer kept counting. 3:01, 3:02, 3:03. The comments section on the live premiere began filling up. "Is this part of the show? Why does that look real? Who is that behind the boy?" Behind the animated character on the screen, something was moving. And that was when Ethan realized the horror compilation he created was no longer just a cartoon. But how did it get there? To understand that, we have to go back to the beginning of February 2026. Ethan Parker was a 22-year-old animator living in Texas. He had a small but growing YouTube channel where he created animated horror stories. Every month, he released a compilation video. February was special. He wanted it to be bigger and scarier than ever before. 9 stories, he told his best friend Lucas. All original. All creepy. Lucas laughed. "Just don't scare yourself too much." Ethan smiled, but deep down, he loved being scared. It gave him ideas. He spent weeks collecting stories from emails. Some were about haunted houses. Some were about strange neighbors. One was about a missing dog that came back different. Another was about a voice on a baby monitor. He read every single one carefully. But one email stood out. It had no subject. No name. Just a file attached. The file was called Story10.mp4. Ethan frowned. He had only asked for 9 stories. He almost deleted it. But curiosity made him open it. The screen was dark. A shaky camera moved through what looked like a hallway. The video quality was low. A child's voice whispered, "It's still here." Then the video cut to black. That was it. No explanation. No ending. Ethan felt uneasy. It didn't look animated. It looked real. He checked the email address. It was just random letters and numbers. No reply address. Lucas told him to ignore it. "Probably spam," Lucas said. Ethan agreed. He deleted the file. Or at least, he thought he did. For the next 2 weeks, Ethan worked day and night. He animated story 1 about a babysitter who heard footsteps upstairs. He animated story 2 about a man who saw someone standing in his backyard every night at 2:17 a.m. Story 3 was about a haunted arcade machine. Story 4 was about a sleepwalking sister. Story 5 was about a lonely highway rest stop. Story 6 was about a strange radio broadcast. Story 7 was about a snowstorm and a knocking door. Story 8 was about a missing cat that scratched from inside the walls. Story 9 was about a boy who kept hearing someone call his name from the attic. Each story had highs and lows. Calm moments. Then sudden fear. Ethan felt proud. But sometimes, when he stayed up too late, he felt like someone was standing behind him. He would turn around quickly. Nothing. Just his messy bedroom. He blamed the lack of sleep. One night, while editing Story 9, his computer froze. The screen flickered. For a split second, he saw a dark hallway. Not part of his animation. A real hallway. He blinked. It disappeared. The timeline showed something strange. There was an extra clip placed between Story 3 and Story 4. It was called Story10.mp4. Ethan's hands went cold. He was sure he deleted that file. He right-clicked it. Delete. The file disappeared. He saved the project. But when he pressed play again, after Story 3 ended, the screen went black. And the shaky hallway video played again. The child's whisper echoed through his speakers. "It's still here." Ethan quickly shut down his computer. His heart was beating fast. This is stupid, he told himself. Probably a glitch. Probably some corrupted file. The next morning, everything seemed normal. The file was gone. The timeline was clean. He finished editing. He uploaded the final video. Title: 9 Horror Stories Animated, Compilation of February 2026. He scheduled it as a live premiere. The day of the release, he felt excited and nervous. Lucas came over to watch with him. They ordered pizza. The countdown began. 10, 9, 8. The live chat filled with fans. Can't wait! February horror is the best! 3, 2, 1. The video started. Story 1 played perfectly. Story 2 made the chat explode with scared emojis. Story 3 ended with loud dramatic music. Then the screen faded to black. Ethan leaned forward. Story 4 should start now. Instead, the black screen stayed longer than planned. 5 seconds. 10 seconds. 15 seconds. Lucas frowned. Is that normal? Ethan shook his head. The black screen suddenly flickered. The shaky hallway appeared. The same dark hallway from the email. The same whisper. It's still here. The chat went wild. What is this? That's not animated. Look behind him. Ethan stared at the screen. Behind the animated boy from Story 3, something was now visible. A tall shadow standing in the hallway. It was not drawn in his style. It looked real. The timer kept counting. The video was still live. Ethan tried to stop the premiere. The buttons wouldn't respond. His mouse froze. Lucas stood up slowly. Ethan! The camera in the mysterious clip began moving forward. Step by step. The hallway looked strangely familiar. The walls were white. There was a poster on the left wall. Ethan felt dizzy. He had that same poster in his apartment hallway. No, he whispered. The video showed a door at the end of the hallway. A number on the door. Ethan's apartment number. Lucas turned to look at him. How could someone film that? The camera in the video moved closer to the door. Closer. Closer. Then it slowly opened. The inside of the room looked exactly like Ethan's bedroom. Same desk. Same bed. Same computer setup. The camera in the video turned toward the desk. And on the computer screen inside the video, the same live premiere was playing. The chat messages were moving. Exactly the same. Ethan felt like he couldn't breathe. The child's whisper came again. You forgot the 10th story. Suddenly, a loud knock came from Ethan's real apartment hallway. 3 knocks. Slow. Heavy. Lucas froze. Ethan stared at the door. Another knock. The video on screen showed the shadow entering the bedroom. And at that exact moment, Ethan's bedroom door handle began to slowly turn. The bedroom door handle slowly turned. Ethan and Lucas did not move. It twisted all the way down. Then it stopped. The knocking came again. 3 slow knocks. Boom. 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 On the computer screen, the shadow inside the video stepped closer to the desk. It did not have a face. It looked tall and thin, like a person made of smoke. The live chat was going crazy. This is not fake. Call the police. Is this real? Ethan tried his phone. No signal. Lucas whispered, Don't open the door. Another slow twist of the handle. This time it clicked. The door opened just a tiny bit. The hallway outside was dark. Ethan felt his legs shaking. On the screen, the shadow leaned closer to the computer camera inside the video. Its head tilted in a strange way. The whisper came again, louder now. You forgot the 10th story. Ethan suddenly remembered something. He never finished deleting that file. He just removed it from the timeline. Maybe it was still somewhere on his computer. Lucas, he said quietly, unplug the Wi-Fi. Lucas ran to the router and pulled the plug. The live chat froze. The video stopped buffering. The room went silent. The bedroom door outside stopped moving. For a moment, nothing happened. Ethan slowly walked toward the door. His heart was beating so loud he could hear it in his ears. He pulled the door open. The hallway was empty. The lights flickered once. Then everything was still. Lucas let out a breath. Maybe it was a prank. Maybe someone hacked your stream. Ethan wanted to believe that. He closed the door and locked it. They sat in silence for a long time. Finally, Ethan restarted his computer. The screen came back on. No video playing. No strange file in the project. Everything looked normal. Lucas shook his head. You need to report this. Ethan nodded. But when he opened his editing folder, something made his stomach drop. There were 10 folders. Not 9. The 10th folder was new. It was named Final Story. Ethan did not create that. His hands trembled as he clicked it. Inside was a video file. The thumbnail showed a still image of his apartment hallway. The real one. Don't play it, Lucas said quickly. Ethan hesitated. But curiosity was stronger than fear. He clicked play. The video showed Ethan sitting at his desk earlier that night, working on the compilation. The camera angle was from the corner of his bedroom. Like something had been watching him. Ethan swallowed hard. We don't have cameras in here, Lucas whispered. In the video, Ethan looked tired. He leaned back in his chair. Then something moved behind him. A shadow slowly stepped out from the closet. In the video, Ethan did not notice. But now he saw it clearly. The shadow stood behind him for a full minute. Then it leaned close to his ear. The screen went black. Ethan slammed the laptop shut. That's not possible, he said. We were here the whole time. Lucas looked pale. Maybe someone broke in earlier? They checked the closet. Nothing. They checked under the bed. Nothing. Windows locked. No signs of forced entry. It was quiet again. Too quiet. Ethan's phone buzzed suddenly. He almost dropped it. A new email. No subject. No sender name. Just one sentence. You promised 9. Attached was another file. This one was labeled story1_revealed.mp4. Ethan stared at it. Lucas shook his head. Delete it. But Ethan felt angry now. I didn't promise anything, he said. I never asked for 10. He opened the file. It began with story 1 from his compilation. The babysitter story. But this version was different. The animated house looked darker. The shadows moved differently. In the scene where the babysitter heard footsteps upstairs, the camera angle changed. It zoomed into a dark corner of the ceiling. And there it was. The same tall shadow. Hidden in every scene. The video cut to story 2. The man staring into his backyard at 2:17 a.m. Behind the tree line, the shadow stood between the trees. Story 3. The haunted arcade machine. In the reflection of the screen, the shadow again. It had been there the whole time. In all 9 stories. Ethan's breathing became uneven. I never drew that, he whispered. Lucas stepped back from the desk. The video kept playing. It showed every story from the compilation. Each one had the shadow somewhere hidden in the background. Watching. Waiting. Then the screen changed. Text appeared. You told 9 stories. But you forgot mine. The screen went black again. Ethan's bedroom lights suddenly turned off. Everything went dark. Lucas shouted, Ethan! The only light now came from the laptop screen. It flickered. The live premiere restarted by itself. The chat was still going. How did it come back? We can still see it. Turn around! Ethan slowly turned his head. Behind him, near the closet, something moved. A tall shape. Darker than the darkness around it. Lucas grabbed Ethan's arm. It's here, Lucas whispered. The laptop speakers crackled again. The whisper filled the room. This is the 10th story. The closet door slowly creaked open. Cold air rushed out. Ethan felt it touch his face. On the laptop screen, the live view switched to a camera angle showing his bedroom from above. Like security footage. He saw himself and Lucas standing near the desk. And behind them, the shadow standing only inches away. Ethan spun around. Nothing there. He looked back at the screen. The shadow was closer. Right behind them. Lucas's voice shook. It's not in the room. Ethan understood. It's in the video. As soon as he said that, the shadow on the screen reached forward. Its arms stretched unnaturally long. The screen cracked with static. Lucas screamed. The laptop suddenly snapped shut by itself. The room lights turned back on. Silence. The closet door was closed again. Everything looked normal. Ethan and Lucas stood frozen. After a long moment, Lucas whispered, "Maybe if you delete the whole channel, it will stop." Ethan slowly opened the laptop again. The channel page was open. The video was gone. Completely removed. No replay. No record. Like it never existed. Ethan checked his subscriber count. It had doubled. New comments were appearing on older videos. Can't wait for story 10. Upload the missing story. We saw it. Ethan felt cold all over. He refreshed the page. A new video was uploading automatically. He did not click anything. The title appeared on its own. 10 horror stories animated. The thumbnail showed his bedroom door slightly open. Upload progress, 87%. Ethan tried to cancel it. The button would not work. Lucas backed away slowly. Ethan. The upload reached 100%. The video went live instantly. The screen turned black. The whisper returned. And from inside Ethan's real closet, something knocked back. The knock from inside the closet came again. Slow. Heavy. Not loud, but clear. Ethan and Lucas stared at the white closet door. Knock. 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 It sounded like someone was trapped inside. Lucas whispered, "That's not possible." Ethan felt like his feet were glued to the floor. On the laptop screen, the new video was playing live. The title read, 10 horror stories animated. Thousands of people were watching. The screen showed a dark hallway. It looked exactly like Ethan's apartment hallway. The camera slowly moved forward. The chat was exploding. This is insane. Is that his real house? Turn around again. Ethan couldn't breathe right. The knocking from the closet stopped. Silence filled the room. Then the closet door handle slowly started to shake. Lucas backed up against the wall. "Don't open it," he said. The handle twisted. But the door did not open. On the laptop screen, the hallway video reached Ethan's bedroom door. In the video, the door was closed. Just like in real life. The camera in the video moved closer. Closer. Until it was right in front of the bedroom door. The door in the video slowly opened. Inside the video bedroom, Ethan and Lucas were standing there, watching the laptop. It was showing them in real time. Like a mirror that wasn't a mirror. Lucas shook his head. "It's recording us." But there were no cameras. No lights. Nothing. On the screen, the shadow stepped into the video bedroom. Tall. Thin. Dark like smoke. It stood behind the video versions of Ethan and Lucas. The real Ethan felt something cold behind him. He turned fast. Nothing there. He looked back at the laptop. The shadow in the video was closer. Right behind the video version of him. The chat kept moving. "It's behind you. Move! Why are they not running?" Ethan grabbed the laptop and slammed it shut again. The knocking inside the closet stopped instantly. Everything went quiet. Lucas slid down the wall and sat on the floor. "This can't be real," he said. "This has to be some kind of hack." Ethan wanted that to be true. He slowly opened the laptop again. The screen was black. No video. No channel page. Just a single line of white text. "Finish the story." Ethan swallowed. How do I finish something I never started? The text disappeared. A new video file appeared on his desktop. Story 10_final.mp4. Lucas stood up slowly. Maybe it just wants you to upload something. Ethan stared at the file. What if it doesn't stop unless I do? He clicked the file. The screen showed a black background. Then words appeared. Long ago, I was ignored. The whisper voice began again. But this time, it sounded sad. I was always in the background. Images flashed quickly. Old animations Ethan had made years ago. Early horror videos with simple drawings. In the corner of each one, the shadow. Even back then. I waited, the voice said. I stayed hidden. The video showed Ethan editing late at night in different apartments, different years. Every time, in reflections in dark corners. The shadow had always been there. Ethan's hands started shaking. You've been with me this whole time, he whispered. The voice answered softly. Yes. The screen showed the 9 stories from the compilation. Each one paused right before something scary happened. The voice continued. You told their stories. But you never told mine. Lucas looked at Ethan. Maybe it doesn't want to hurt you. The screen changed. Now it showed Ethan sitting alone at his desk when he first started his channel. He looked younger. Nervous. In the video memory, Ethan spoke to the camera. I hope someone listens. The shadow stood behind him then, but smaller. Almost faint. I listened, the whisper said. The room temperature dropped again. But this time, the air did not feel angry. It felt heavy. Lonely. Ethan understood something. You're not a monster, he said slowly. You're the part of the stories no one sees. The screen flickered. The shadow appeared clearly now. Standing in the middle of the black background. It did not move closer. It just stood there. I was forgotten, it said. I became the 10th. Lucas looked confused. The 10th what? The 10th story, Ethan whispered. The shadow lifted its arm. Instead of reaching forward, it pointed at Ethan. Tell it. The screen went blank again. The text returned. Go live. Ethan took a deep breath. He opened his streaming software. Lucas grabbed his arm. Are you sure? Ethan nodded slowly. If I don't tell it, it will keep trying to tell itself. He pressed the Go Live button. The stream started instantly. Viewers flooded in. The chat was flying by. Ethan looked at the camera. His face looked pale, but calm. Tonight, he said, voice shaking slightly. There were supposed to be 9 horror stories. But there was always a 10th. The room lights flickered softly. Lucas stayed quiet beside him. Ethan continued. The 10th story is about something that hides in the background. Something that waits to be noticed. It's not loud. It doesn't break doors. It just stands in the dark corners. On the screen behind him, the shadow slowly appeared. But this time, it did not look threatening. It looked still. Ethan kept speaking. It followed me for years. Through every video. Every late night edit. Every time I thought I was alone. The chat slowed. People were listening. It didn't want to hurt anyone, Ethan said. It just wanted to be seen. Behind him, the shadow became less dark. More transparent. Lucas stared at it. It's fading, he whispered. Ethan nodded. The 10th story is about being forgotten. And how even shadows need to be remembered. The shadow lifted its head slightly. The whisper came one last time. Thank you? The lights in the room returned to normal. The cold air disappeared. On the laptop screen, the live viewer count stopped climbing. The chat filled with confused messages. Was that scripted? Is this part of the animation? Ethan ended the stream. Silence. He slowly turned around. The closet door was slightly open. Inside, nothing but clothes. No shadow. No darkness deeper than normal. Lucas let out a long breath. It's gone, he said. Ethan checked his desktop. The story10_final.mp4 file was gone. The channel page refreshed. The video now showed only 9 horror stories animated. No 10th upload. No strange comments asking for it. Everything looked normal again. Ethan leaned back in his chair. For the first time that night, he felt warm. Safe. Lucas gave a small laugh. So that was it? It just wanted attention. Ethan thought for a moment. Maybe, he said. They both stood up. The apartment felt quiet. Peaceful. Lucas grabbed his jacket. I'm staying over tonight anyway. Ethan smiled slightly. Yeah. Good idea. They turned off the lights. As they walked toward the living room, Ethan glanced back at his computer screen. It was dark. Completely off. But for just a second, he thought he saw a faint shape in the reflection. Not behind him. Not in the closet. But inside the screen itself. Very small. Very still. Watching. Ethan blinked. The shape was gone. He told himself it was just his imagination. Just leftover fear. He closed the bedroom door gently. The apartment went quiet. Outside, the night was calm. But somewhere deep inside the black screen of the powered-off laptop, a tiny whisper echoed softly. One more.